God. Excellent, excellent. Okay, greetings, people. Yet again, Simon O'Malley here. Now, although we're looking at how we integrate other subjects within the arts for this week, I think a really good starting point will be multiculturalism, because that's going to directly speak to yourself and your assessment tasks, and it will also bring this input that we want into integrated teaching and learning. So first of all, how do we experience multiculturalism in Australia? And really good question for yourselves to think about and to write it and to discuss, because now you can use your forum and put up notes, is what is a singular culture or a monocultural society? Is there one? Is it there? And if there is, what are the implications for that? In terms of mixing ideas, mixing technologies, all sorts of things. What are the implications for that? Have a think about it and put it up and discuss it. So let's have a look. Now, in terms of being multicultural, you may struggle to think whether you connect with a number of cultures or not, but in actual fact, we are already multicultural because we are Australian, because you're here. Have a think about the foods that you see, the foods that you like, the foods that you eat. When was the last time you went to an Ethiopian restaurant? Well, maybe you haven't, but you've certainly been to Mexican, Chinese, Vietnamese, Thai, Italian, it just goes on. And you should try Ethiopian. It's fantastic. And here, the colours. So just if you were walking through the market and taking photographs, simply the range of colours available in front of you will connect with the arts. And there you've got arts directly connecting with food, with culture. So we have integrated curriculum straight away, yeah? Sushi, man, how good is that? And that there's a 3-star Michelin restaurant, which is just a sushi cafe in Japan, and it sits 12 people, I believe, but it's impeccable. It's so good that as the customers walk in, the head chef notices whether you're left-handed or not, and he sets your place according to that. So have a think about the food, the type of food. Could you look at sustainable fishing? Could you look at food production? Yes, you could. Would that involve science? Yes, it would. Would it involve chemistry? Oh, no way. So here we go. I don't know how you can't make arts integrated with other subjects. You can't avoid it. So students from diverse cultural backgrounds, and you'd think about this for yourself and certainly for your own students, you need to make students feel accepted and validated. They need to experience a sense of self-worth. And you might do that through having a cultural inclusion day, which may involve food, costumes, dances. Many cultural societies will be more than happy to come into the school and do performances and set things up, because everybody wants to be validated. One planet, one people. How long is that going to take? We can provide positive experiences for students and really assist people from non-English speaking backgrounds to promote their own language and the concepts of English. Oh no, is literacy involved in there? Are you studying literacy now with your arts and your culture and your... Yes! Indian festivals, I love Indian festival because they have a festival for almost every day of the year, possibly do every day of the year. And they're so vibrant and so full on into it. You just get swept up automatically. Communal harmony, and look at the colours in that. Like, what a beautiful image and what a great idea, what a great concept to promote communal harmony within your school. How easy is that? School, town, city, blah, blah, blah. So multiculturalism in the Victorian curriculum, there's a link. I'll put this slideshow on the LMS so that you can access all of the links from there, and it's got a wealth of resources in it. Diversity of Australians, changing Australian identity, intercultural understanding, and Asia-Pacific region. The diversity of Australians includes histories of cultural groups which make up the Australian nation, the histories and cultures of other peoples in a range of other places and times, increasing global interconnections of people and nations. And I mean, you can't avoid it anymore. It's such a connected world that you need to be a part of it, and you need to encourage your students to be a part of it. Racial vilification and racial discrimination, does that happen with 4-year-olds playing in a park in any city? No, it does not. So at what point do they learn these attributes to be discriminatory against other people? Yeah? And who do they learn it from? Nice question. Big think. Recognition of a range of opinions and using evidence to justify opinions. So this will go directly to the curriculum. Culturally appropriate values, responses, behaviours, exploration and creation of various forms of cultural expression. Globalisation, society and curriculum, how do we experience this? Is it through YouTube? Is it through social media? Is it through movies, books? But it's certainly let's say, community journalism. So definitely you'll see lots of things come across the television where the locals have filmed something of importance and put it up, and it comes through, and we get to see it, and we get to understand that there's a larger world, unless of course you've got dominant media ownership that would have a proclivity to holding certain information back and influencing people in certain ways. Now, there are examples of this happening in countries around the world, and who knows, one day it may be an example that Australia is part of that, but at this stage, we're pretty good. SBS, ABC, thanks. Art and education, take a thematic approach, yeah? Don't make it cultural tourism. So you've got textiles, kites, paper, puppets, celebrations, dance performances. You could look at housing and shelters around the world, and fixtures and food, like whatever. So take a theme and run the theme for a unit of work. And you could use these concepts, these ideas, for your unit of work, yeah? Textiles from around the world, puppets from around the world, lovely. So there's wayang klitik and wayang kulit. Wayang klitik are the puppets that perform in front of the audience, such as our image here. Wayang klitik kulit, the shadow puppets, and any child doing a shadow, rabbit, good bunny, puppet shows, all sorts of things. That's a really nice way to engage them in the arts and storytelling. Literacy, no way. And they had to draw and cut out the puppets. Oh, man. We made puppets similar to Indonesian shadow puppets. Lovely. After our puppets were ready, we did a puppet show. 3rd grade students, fantastic. Once again, here's the link. So find the link, follow it through. It will show you how to make Indonesian shadow puppets. Puppets from around the world. Now, this is huge. So Mr. Squiggle, Punch and Judy, all this sort of thing. These links here, you can follow these, and there's some amazing resources, like the giant French puppets. You're talking, I don't know, what, 8 meters, maybe 10 meters tall. Yeah, massive, really well articulated, and in true French tradition, theatrical tradition, you see all of the workings, but you end up ignoring them because you're so seduced, you're so taken in by the character of the puppets. It's a wonderful thing. Girl Guides, international program, yes. Different types of paper cutting and paper folding. So origami, really big and so achievable in a classroom. Oh, it's raining today, we can't go outside. Fantastic. Let's make 1,000 cranes. Let's make frogs that hop. Let's check out measuring, geometry, let's see, haptic skills, so motor skills, children doing that. Perfect, perfect. And now tell me a story about the characters that you've made out of your origami things. Oh, literacy, yeah, fantastic. Paper bag puppets, these are really good. Oh, nice one. I'll do a small video at some point about the very angry dinosaur, and it will show you how to use paper bag puppets. It's awesome. and foolish. Kites from around the world, beautiful. And I love this. This is a concept book. So here you've got literacy, you've got biology, you've got all sorts of things going. The plant the seeds in the little box, and they write something every day as these things grow. So you've got this living book. And the way this one's set up, you can mix and match it by turning the pages around in different ways. So it's a great idea. Asia Pacific, from the Queensland Art Gallery. Any art gallery will have exhibitions online. Just like there's virtual tours of most of the international galleries. Have a look and really try and have a look at like what intrigues you, how does it hook you in, and then have a look at all of the links and connections they make to education for teachers, for students, this sort of thing. And it will take you through a range of resources done by professionals to engage with our major institutions, which is, hey, part of your assessment task, is it not? Or the subject. Now, this one is beautiful because this is a map of Australia. Yes, Captain Cook lands, they get out, they put the flag down. Well, Cook doesn't land, but they get out, they put the flag down, and they take Australia, terra nullis, nobody lives here. Yeah, it's empty. Oh, hang on a minute. Before we draw in our borders for the states and territories, is it possible that there are so many Indigenous tribes, cultures, languages and customs that are already here for the last 60,000 years? Well, yes, there is. So in terms of art, you could look at this and you could look at history. You could look at language. There's all sorts of things that you can take into account there. So be mindful of that. And it ends up, the question is, have we always been multicultural? Well, have we? Yeah, we sure have. So let's just skip, not skip, let's just minimise that for the moment and go here. The Victorian curriculum, which is, like it's always there, go to curriculum, fantastic. Wait, we've got the arts, great, and dance, drama, media arts, music, visual communication and design. You need to connect those within your unit of work to at least one of the full lessons that you do in that unit of a glance. But let's have a look at other areas. So the humanities, yeah, economics, business, geography. Let's go to geography. And I'm making this up as I go. Who would have known? And once I'm in there, so I've got geography, you can see that there. Click on curriculum. Oh, very nice. Foundation to 2, levels 3 to 4. So level 3 to 4 is my starting point because there's accountability. This is where students really have to know stuff. Now, check this out. Identify and describe the characteristics of places in different locations at a range of scales. Identify and describe locations and spatial distributions and patterns. Well, that's our Australia map that we just had a look at. And there's the code. This tells me that I know how to go into the curriculum document and get evidence that I can connect in meaningful ways with other subject areas. interpret maps and geographical data, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, huge. Okay, so let's go out of that and let's go to mathematics. Mathematics, curriculum, mathematics, yes, curriculum, this one. Yeah, new tricks, old players, etc. Curriculum, again, level 1, let's go to level 4. Ah, lovely. So level 4, investigate and use the properties of odd and even numbers, recognize, represent numbers at least to tens of thousands. So you cruise through these details to find something that fits with the concept that you're putting forward for your lesson plan, for your unit, yeah? Like it's an ocean of ideas and resources. Gather the evidence, put the evidence in your work so that it convinces me that you know how to look around here and how to connect it in meaningful and engaging ways to the arts. And that will be good for now. Thank you very much and good luck with your assignments. Da, 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 da. All right, thank you. See ya.